Okay, so here is cylinder head on the 3/4 side. I had just taken it off, and so here's number 4. It doesn't look too bad as far as valve wise, but the oil is all over the place, and so that is what was leaking down, from here down all over the motor as well. Cylinder 3 had a good contact surface as far as that regard, but you can see the valve is completely sunken where that one hasn't. This one looks okay, but this one is sunken completely into the head. So that is why we're here. But the interesting thing is that it did have the gaskets, the head gaskets on it. And I know from Ratwell's site, and I think somewhere it says it in the TSB, but basically using the head gaskets is an acceptable practice on the rebuilds, although I was surprised to see the head gaskets here. The previous owner said that it had a rebuilt motor on it when he bought it, which was about 10 years ago, but in reality it only equated to about 7,000 miles, if I remember right, when I looked at his original bill of sale when he bought it, versus the mileage when I bought it. I think only about 7,000 miles had transpired. So I guess it's not surprising, depending on who, I don't have any idea who did it, but both as far as this head on the number 4. Basically it had has a heliocoil in it, and this spark plug now is pretty much stripped out, so it didn't really use the best parts when they were putting stuff back on. And these pistons, or at least the cylinders anyway, look like they've been on there since the bus was brand new. They're just all rusty. So I don't know if that's how a lot of them look after a couple years anyway, but it just seems like they're like they kind of did stuff halfway, I guess. And just want to get your thoughts on just maybe using the existing my donor head with head gaskets, since that is an acceptable practice. While I wait for the Hoffman heads, the next run that he does, because I think, like I said in another video, and I'm not sure if I posted it or not, but I probably have maybe 10 or 12 hours into the project so far to get to the motor where it is right now. The preparation for getting the motor out was about an hour, about 3 hours rather. Doing the Ratwell engine pull guide, step 1 to step 19 was about 3 hours. It took me about an hour of the jack wiggle dance, as far as the body and the ATV jack, to get the motor out. And as far as my teardown hours that I've got right now, I probably, I don't know, maybe 6 hours, 7 hours tops. So it's in reality it doesn't it doesn't take a lot of time to do it. It's definitely an undertaking, but just I'd be okay with putting it back together with what I know are good parts, and to be able to take my trip and then just kind of use it as my daily driver until the new head comes, or the new both new heads come. The other option that I was looking at doing, since I do have the Molly kit on the way, and it should be here probably on Friday, I was thinking about just taking both sets off and putting the new pistons, cylinders, rings, installing them, and then installing the head, putting the old 1-2 head back on, and then my donor head, which basically I'll show you. so this is my donor, that, you know, it looks like original head, and I got got to clean it up a little bit, but the valves still look in good shape on both sides. And this was my original cylinder on 1 and 2 on my old bus, so I need to you know, make a I've got the 10mm 1.0 chaser to make a thread insert for my temp 2 sensor, and then, you know, like I said, just some general cleaning. But I think this is a good head. I mean, it you know, I believe it had 122 and 124 on compression, so I mean, realistically, I have no problem putting this head on, and I don't see it as a you know, taking a shortcut or anything like that, using what I know is a very good head. And sorry for the kind of the long winded part about it, but I'm just trying to, you know, collect some help from you guys, and, you know, still be able to take the trip in a couple weeks. You know, July 22nd is when the trip is supposed to start, and today it's July 4th. Right now about 2 in the afternoon. So we'll talk to you later. Thanks.